Alrighty. Doc here from Doc here from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It's Numbers Tuesday. We will put the weekly numbers up there. Get that put out of bed or put it away or whatever, however you want to look at it. And so, where what do you got going on here today? Let's go to. Oh, we were looking at the Nasdaq 100 yesterday. There it is. There. Let's see. Let's drift over to the euro. And we will go through the normal rhythm until someone says, "Hey, I have a question," and we will deviate like quick like a bunny. We will deviate to whatever you want to talk about. But let's take a look at the euro at the moment until someone jumps in and says, "Yo, Doc, what about this about that?" All right, it's one of those Nixon type of statements. I'd like to say this about that. Let me make myself perfectly clear. There we go. All right, you can see here euro weak, a little weak, nothing major. You know, it backed off yesterday. You can see it's backed off again today, but it's not exactly falling apart. They seem to be still up in the high 112s. Very impressive. And what I should do, we talked about this yesterday. I'm really sold on the idea. We're going to refer to the spreadsheet now as fact check. I'm serious. I'm going to put big giant letters, and it's going to go fact check all the way down here on the day trends, I guess, something like that, for Mondays. And we're going to, now on we're going to call the spreadsheet the fact check. Ever since the society has gone totally bunkers about fake news and thinking that it's real. And real news is like, punished or something like that. So, it just this. We'll go to our fact check spreadsheet, and right there on line 14, you can see 3 weeks in a buy, 10 days in a buy, and we leave it up to the viewer. Does that look like it was in an uptrend? Do you think it's been going up over the last 10 days? We'll leave that to you to decide. Because remember, it's like kind of like a lot of the crazy things in our society today. It's like it doesn't matter if it's true or factual or mathematically clear, but if you think that it's down, that might be down to you. Good knows, where the starting point in relative idea it was, but to me, over the last 10 days, that's an uptrend as far as I'm concerned. All right, and let's put the weekly number in there too. So we turn on the other machine, and we start to let it spin away as it ticks away. And we're waiting and waiting and waiting. And I'm sipping my tea as we speak. And we're looking at 110.94 as the weekly sell number. So we'll put that on the fact checks sheet. 10.94. And you know what? Let me see if I can do this. If I go like that, and I put F in there again, like so. Make it a cap, F, like that. And I wonder if I can make that larger. Can I change the font to that? Let's see. Maybe that'll do it. And we want to make that to like 20. It's going to say fact check. And I think that's how we're going to play this now on. We're going to play the same game that everybody else plays. There we go. So if everybody's going to fact check things, this is our fact check thing, and you can go back and it's documented now for 12 years. In other words, we update it every day. All right, let's drift over to, what a quiet start today, huh? Let's drift over to cable, unless someone wants to see something. And you can see there, cable is also 2 weeks in a weekly buy and 10 days in a daily buy. And so we go to our that's a fact check sheet that says that. And then we go to a chart. And you tell me, do you think it's been up for the last 10 days? Or has it been down? I don't know. Anything's possible in our society, in this world, and with this news. That could be considered down, I guess. Even if it goes from the low point to the high point, that still might be down in some people's minds. You just never know. Anyway, I'm just being me, being a little wild and woolly because, good, someone come save me. Christian, thank you for coming in and wicking me out of Crazyville. what do you think of the Fed? I think they're a very nice group of people. I mean, they give you free money, so I mean, you wouldn't want to dislike them, right? Let's see. They are in a 2-day meeting, and what else are they doing over the next 2 days? I guess they're going to tell us about this, that, or the other thing. And I heard something this morning that that they're holding out to keep the rates low until unemployment falls back down to 3.5%. So that's pretty cool. I understand that they are buying MTA bonds, which is the Metropolitan Transit Authority between Connecticut and New York. It comes out of Grand Central Station. And they're buying $30 billion worth of them that were coming to maturity, so that the rates are not too bad. So it's pretty hard to dislike the people since they seem to give you money when you need it. So I guess I came yesterday. I did a webinar saying that what we really need to do is alter the way public money is invested. And so, like, I was basically saying that the collapse of February and March from the virus was more from irresponsible investing by public funds and volatility funds. It was majority of the slide came from that. And then I would say that, and that really shook things up. I mean, to be able to watch the Dow Jones Industrial Average go flying up and down, 1,000 points is, for us old timers, that's pretty crazy stuff. Okay, I mean, really, that's a real crazy. That's like, wow, that is strange as all get out type of stuff. So we talked about it yesterday that I needed to buy a few more congressmen, and the answer to that is to change the law, because they shouldn't be allowed when you're investing public money, and you're supposedly a expert. You shouldn't be able to do that without insurance. And the insurance has been around since 1976, since they invented it or legalized it, and then the guys at the futures exchange created insurance on stocks. Boy, is that unique when you really think about it out loud? I mean, it blows my mind. And so, I think that I would like to see more responsibility of public monies being invested. And I think if we had that, I think that we would have a much more organized marketplace that's safer and needs less regulation. In other words, private investors should be allowed to do whatever they want to do. If they want to go and lose their money, go lose your money. If you want to, make the money and gamble it, and it's your money to do. But when you have a private entity taking money from the public, like pension funds, mutual funds, investment funds, hedge funds, and so forth, and they're licensed by the Securities Exchange Commission, then I think that they should be forced to have insurance. I don't think they should be allowed to just be maniacs and swing away like a private citizen. I think a private citizen should be allowed to do what they want, but if there's going to be a government agency licensing them, then I think they should be more responsible. And because look what they did to the Dow Jones Industrial Average. I mean, the thing was flying around 1,000 points a day, if not 2,000 points a day. So we had that conversation yesterday, and I think we're going to further that thought as time goes on, as we do webinars. What do I think about the dollar yen? Let's take a look at it. And we'll go to the fact check. Let's put another letter in there. Right there. Let's put A in there. And let's see. Shift A? No, Control. Let's see, A there. And then we're going to go to the fact check sheet. And we will, let's see, let's go with 20 there. Did the font go to 20? Go like that, like that. There we are. No, it didn't want to go up there. Let's try another one of theirs, and we'll give you. We'll go take a look at that too. Cap A, no, yeah. Backspace A, try it one more time. A. And then what we do is we try to change the font of that for fact check. Still looks small. Bold? Doesn't seem to want to do that, but that's all right. We'll figure a way to make it larger. All right, so that is line 19 right there. And what was interesting is yesterday it went into a daily sell. We are 3 weeks in a weekly buy. And matter of fact, oh, you know what? We need to find I need to go over to the other machine and find the weekly sell number. Let's put that in there too. Open Sesame. Thought I did that this morning, but let's double check it. Not there, right there. There we go. So let's take a look at that. Let's throw that up on the J4X. Oh, I see what it is. Cable. We didn't put the weekly number in cable. Let me just put that in since we just did it. And that is 123.94. 23.94 is the weekly sell there. Okay, now let's go down to the yen right there. And let's see, where are you at yen? Not there. There it is. Okie dokie. All right, so for the yen, we're looking at a weekly sell number of 106.89. 106.89. Where are we at right now on the yen? Let's take a look at it in J4X. 106.89, and then we'll go take a look at it through the Chicago Quant. 106.89. 106.89. Where are you? There's yen right there. So now you can see yen on there. And let's put 106.89 on there. That's a sell. And there you are. And let's see. Let's go to. You can see. Oh wow! Look at that! Look at that! 2 days in a row, smashing down. They did go into a sell yesterday. And then where are we trading now? 107.97. We got a little work to do there. Let's shift over to Chicago Quant. And then we'll go bounce it back and forth again. There it is. As you can see here, it's moving down also, but still above. But they're really putting some pressure into it. Still in the weekly buy. A lot of times when the yen goes down, the dollar goes down, and then it has been firm as the dollar's been going up, which has been kind of. Let's see what I'm saying. That is odd. That's what that is. That's odd. You know. So in other words, you know, as the dollar's been moving down this wild hump here, you know, the dollar's been going down. And now this is joining in, which is, I think we had that on the sheet at one time. Or on the Chicago Quant, we had the dollar underneath it. And you can see, you know, how they march along with each other. So it looks like it's trying to break down, but it still has a lot more work to do to get into the weekly sell. So, just, I guess, you know, we'll see how they go. It's got about another 100 pips, is it? Yeah. So, like another 100 pips to get down there. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if they did something like that, but basically looking right down in here where that base was about 3 weeks ago. You can see here on the on the J4X right there. You can see that the solid line's broken down. We got the rate of change breaking down, and you've got the dashed stochastic moving down. So you got both stochastics rolling over, and then when you go over to here, you see the same exact thing with ours. It's rolling over. The histogram is rolling over just the same way, and that's why we have this on the J4X itself, because it's almost a 60 some odd percent. It's like 64% correlation, 65%, which is better than nothing when you don't have Doc's math. So that's what we see there with the yen. Are you looking for anything more intense than a weekly and daily look at it? Are you looking at a bigger, broader view, or we can check it out if not? Okay, no problem there. All right. As we take another sip of our tea, yeah, you know, I mean, that's what's going on there with the yen. And did we put the number in there? Let's put the number in there again. Right there. There we go. All right. So now, let's save some of these already. Save. Like, whoop. File. Save. There we go. And so at this point, I think that the dollar still, I still see the dollar as being strong. I don't care. I mean, the bonds have been moving up in the States. Um, interest rates have moved up. I think like the 10 year has moved from like, I don't know, what is it? Something like 0.58 up to like 1 point something again. So that's pretty impressive at the moment. The whole idea that uh, interest rates are moving back up in the States and the currency can go down, which tells you right off something is definitely different about the whole concept. But let's see, where are they trading the bonds this morning? We're just going to take a quick look at the the markets there. Let's see, markets. There we are. And let's see where we can find the bonds. Not there. Oh yeah, there it is. So the 10 year is yielding 8.824. The 30 year is yielding a little better than 1.5. It's at 1.576. The 5 year is at 0.42. So the curve looks actually pretty healthy again. Now it's back to norm. It's 0.218. Before the coronavirus, it was all over the place. The 3 month is trading at basically 0.17. So no zero interest rates here in the States. Whereas the Bund, the German Bund, is trading at a minus 0.32. And the Japanese 10 year is trading at about 0.017, just a little past the plus side. 10 year gilts in UK trading at the bonds there are trading at 0.32. So that's kind of positive, to see stuff like that. You need positive. Bonds and interest rates need to be positive on some level. So, all right, let's drift away from that and go over to the Turkish Lira. See what the Turkish Lira is up to. As you can see here on our fact check spreadsheet, 27 weeks now in a weekly buy. We were rambling about that yesterday. We saw Corning Glass make it 27 weeks in a sell, and then go up in a buy for a couple of weeks, and then boom in a sell again, and vice versa. We saw Exxon, not Exxon. What was it, the company that went out of business? Enron. Enron? Yeah, I think it was Enron. Enron. They did 27 weeks in a trend, and then went into a buy, and then went into another sell again for 27 weeks. So I've seen two products do that. I saw another one. One of the comic book companies do that before they got bought out. They were really on a downtrend. So let's take a look at Turkish Lira here. There's Turkish Lira. You can see it's lifting up again, but not big. It's really now seemed to be trapped in like a 10-15 point range at this point over the last 5 days. After that big little sell, that nice big slide you see there on the J4X. You can see that the solid line went way down and then roared back up really quick from that move. And you can see rate of change and the slow moving stochastic held its ground, and sure enough it was justified there. And you can see that. Let's go over to this right there. You can see our work, same situation. It's coming up just like it does with the J4X lines there. You see that. And then what you have is, we're in a daily buy for a few days there, as you can see, and same thing on our fact check. Let's see if I can put C in there. I'm just gonna spell it out. Doc is just a maniac at this point about it all. He's just gonna fact check, and we're just gonna just fact check sheet, and then we're just gonna do it again. We'll just spell it all over again. Oop, wrong place to do that. So hit escape, delete, one of the above. Escape, there it is. Fact check. Now, there we are. Let's go like that. Fact, and then E, and then C, and then K. Fact check, and then sheet. S, H, that's not an S. S, H, E, E, T, and then we'll just do it all over again. It's a fact check sheet now. That's what that is. Let's make it capital at least. And so that's where we are, and that's where it is on the spreadsheet there. Oh, let's fix that again. Let's see. There we are. Fact check. That's what it is. Fact check sheet. All right. So looking at Turkish Lira, you can see it's trying to move up still. I really have a hard time understanding that if this is going to make him run to the 10s or 11s. I keep on wondering. I'm constantly Euro Yen. Yeah, we can do that. Hey, Robin, we can do Euro Yen. I'm constantly curious if we're going to see the Turkish Lira run to the way like the South African Rand or the Russian ruble, some of these other currencies of that nature that took off, and went higher. I feel the same way with the Chinese currency too, the yuan. When someday when it starts to float, that economy is going to drop 75% because I think the currency is going to go right to the 14s, like the 12s to the 14s, and then it's going to run up into the 20s. And so all of a sudden their economy is going to just be crushed, when it comes to trying to compare it to being a large economy. So let's go over and check out Euro Yen. Euro Yen. There's Euro Yen. No, Euro Yen. Let me double check that. Maybe it's Yen Euro. Let's see. AUD, CHF, cable, dollar. Let's try the other way around. See if there's a yen. Oh, wait a minute. Here's more of it. Is that more? No. So let's see if we can find the other side of it. Euro Yen. That's odd that Dukascopy doesn't have that. I would think they would. Euro Yen. Euro Yen. Why am I not seeing it here? Okay. Maybe we try to just put it in there. See what happens. Euro / yen. No, that's euro dollar. Huh. Okay. Let's try it over here. Let's try it on the Chicago Quant. There's Euro AUD. Let's do this. Let's just, I don't want to lose that, so let's go like this instead. Let's go to AUD. No, I should have gone the other way around. All right, let me do this. Let's go to Euro against the dollar. Okay, we'll make a copy of that. And now we will file paste. And try that. And now let's see what we got here. As it spins away. Spinning away. Okay, now we'll let it highlight a little bit there. I could have sworn I've seen it on Dukascopy before. Okay, it's not responding at the moment. It will in a few seconds. We're just confusing the poor little thing. There we are. Okay, so there's that. Now let's see if we can get a hold of this thing. Alright, let's do this. Go down to the window of it. Okay, oh, see, that's what it's doing. It's loading. That's what it's doing. So let's let it load up, and then what we'll do is we'll slide Euro Yen in there. JPY? Let me try JPY. Thank you, Juicy. Appreciate that. Euro slash JPY. That makes sense to me. There it is right there. There we go. Okay, so here it is on J4X. I knew that. I knew I've seen it in there before. We're just really bad here in the States. I only because I traded cash currencies since like 1982 that I'm comfortable with them, but most Americans have a real hard time looking at other currencies. Okay, so you can see here it's dropping like that. Let's look at that. I mean, J4X, everything is turning down, and you can see it's turning down. Now let's try it over here. in our work. Let's see what it looks like there. There it is. We'll go to that one. Activate. Okay, let's see if it activated. I'm sure it did. Now we right click it and we're going to put that in there. And I appreciate that, Juicy. That was really good. Sometimes I have a bad habit of using YEN when it should be JPY. Let's see. I knew Dukascopy had it. I seen it before on here. Someone else has asked me years back on it. And I find some of these other pairs trades much more interesting than the dollar side of it. The dollar pairs trade to a lot of other currencies. You know, I guess the dollar is just way too strong. And so it really disturbs natural trends, you know. Whereas, there it is right there. Whereas on the, you know, I know I've looked at it for people somewhere along the line. I've never traded. I might, no, I don't think I have. Chances are, if it doesn't have options, I don't trade it. I mean, I don't like hard delta overnight unless I have it hedged, insured. There we go. Let's put the weekly in there now too. JPY. There we go. And close O. All right, now we'll see how that goes. As we can take a look at J4X. And let's just, you know, look at that. It's been on a nice little tear. It's going up from the 115s all the way up to the 124s. Nice. Again, you know, the dollar pairs trade are, as far as I'm concerned, are less fun and profitable than some of the exotics, I guess you could call them. Okay, now, okay, it's filled in here. So let's do a reset. There we go. And then we just have to remove some of these things in there, and we'll see how it goes. So in this case here, let's just make this full page for a second so we can see our work on it, because I haven't looked at this. And we can straighten out all the lines and all that stuff. So it's calculating away and spinning. And spin away. There it is. Okay, now, so the daily buy, look at that. So it went into a daily buy here. It couldn't make it there because the histogram was still plus. So it gave us a red dot. You know, you could take a profit from the buy here. And then it went on a rampage, still even higher, never giving a sell. And you can see here it's starting to flirt with the sell now. Weekly, went into a weekly there. We can get rid of that one. We can get rid of that one. See, this is much cleaner. See how cleaner that is? We can get rid of that one. And we can get rid and move this all the way over. It went into the weekly sell here. So it went into the weekly sell in here. Did little in and outs, you can see here. It went into a buy here. Then it went into a sell here. And went back into a buy here. And then it went into a sell, you know, in here in this week. Confirmed on the Friday. And now it's going into a buy here, and you can see that was a nice long trend. And daily wise, let's see if we can do this. So you can see here it went into like a, let's just take a look at that. Where is my line thing for this? See, this is why I say I like the exotics better. I mean, look at it. It goes into a daily sell here, right? And, you know, it's in a daily sell all the way up until here. Then goes into a buy for a few days and goes nowhere. And right back into a daily sell, and it makes the money there, which is kind of cool. And then goes into the daily buy here, and catches that ride. And you know what? That's, oh no, yeah, that's the, so is it, let's remove that. So that's the buy right there, isn't it? So the buy, a first official buy is here, and never slides into a weekly sell. Because see, the white line, the white line makes it under the zero line, but the histogram stays plus, so it stays into a buy. So it's been in a buy for what's it, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 days. It's been in a buy, 22 days. If this goes minus here, then it looks like it's going to break down. Yeah, let's take a look at Euro Aussie. I like, you know, 54. Hey, good morning to you. You know, I like these exotics. We talked about it when Janash and I used to do a joint webinar on a Thursday, like every couple of weeks, a couple years back. You know, without a doubt, that we talked about this a lot. The exotics are so much more efficient to trade than what they were before quantitative easing. Before quantitative easing, there was no liquidity in these things. Now there's some fair liquidity in there. You know, they really are. They're somewhat liquid. They're much more responsible. But you can see here, it went into a sell here, then it went into the buy, went into the sell again, and then it went into a buy, and you got this nice ride up in here. This one here got a little zigzaggy. You can see that. Caught the low here, and then caught that ride there. You can see zigzagging here. Let's go back and look at it a little bit more. But you see how much more orderly this thing is? You know, on the exotic, there's the sell there. Look at it, moves down, you know. In this case here, it's in a weekly buy. You can't take the short, but unless you're 54. 54 can trade. 54 has a good job of trading the mixed signals. You know, I mean, I can trade them, but I mean, not many people can. But that's because 54 takes his profits. He gets in there, he shorts something off of a daily signal, and he's out of it before you know it. He's made some money and gone. All right, let's drift over to Euro. What is that? Euro Aussie. Aren't I following a few of these things for you? We may have to remove something off the spreadsheet and go to that. All right, so let's go in there and look. First of all, let's go back to, there's J4X, and let's go with Euro Aussie. There it is right there. Still pumping up. I'm going to scroll down. Is that what were we watching? There, at one point we were watching Euro Aussie. See that? We were watching it for you at one point. I don't remember when that was. 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago? I don't remember. We'll have to put a date on there next time. What we'll do is after this one, we will put a date on there. So here is, let's see. Do I have it on here? There is Aussie. There is New Zealand Aussie. And we don't have this. So let's use this spot for the moment. Wait a minute. Euro. Wait a minute. What am I looking for here? Euro Aussie. I do have it there. There it is right there. Okay. I knew we had it on there. So there's Euro Aussie. And what was that? That was 7 weeks in a sell. Okay. So we're flirting with the weekly buy number now. That's what's going on there. You can see that. You see how it's been on a downtrend for a while here. You can go to our, how do you like my new name for the spreadsheet? Fact check sheet. It's the fact check sheet. And so it checks facts. It documents facts. Document fact check sheet. I like that even better. Fact check sheet document. Document fact, I don't know, one of the above. I like that. It's a fact check sheet. And so, okay, so what we can do here is we need to put in a buy number there that makes some sense, too. You can see on J4X how it's been trying to do its bottoming thing. See that? The solid stochastic, bottoms and then goes up and, bottoms again and bottoms again. It keeps on trying to play the bottom end of the range to get up to the high end of the range, and it goes pretty high up, though. Like I said, it's about 64% correlated to our number. So that's not too bad. All right, now here you can see we are through. Let me check the other machine. And we'll see what that weekly buy is, but it looks like it's in the 160s. That's for sure right here. We're above it. And the answer to that is we're looking at 161.97. 161.97. 161.97. And let's put the date. What's today's date? 6/9. We're going to go like this. 6/9. There we go. That's when we documented it. So at least we know. And then let me see. How many weeks was it in a sell? Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so yeah, it was about 2 weeks ago. 8 weeks. So we're 8 weeks in a sell, and it's flirting with the buy number at the moment. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. What else can we say about that 54? You can see here it's the daily. It's trying to get into a daily. It's been in a daily sell now for what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, and it was a winning trade. And we get ourselves a green dot there today or tomorrow. It if it closes plus. Oh, wait a minute. I'm looking at the wrong number there for that. Okay. Yeah, if it's heading for a daily buy, so that's pretty cool. So that's the daily number. It's not the weekly number. Sorry about that. Let's put that over here. That is the weekly number. We're going to put that in the weekly number. I ran the daily. So it's trying to get through the daily buy number. Let's go back over to the other machine again. I had both sheets. It has the same thing. It has both combinations. And then I turned around, and that is higher. Now that I go back to that, we're looking at a weekly buy number of 4. So we go like this, 406. Like that, 06. And that's the weekly buy number. That's better. Okay, that makes more sense now. All right, so there it is. 164.06 is the weekly buy number. So we're not through that, but we are through the daily buy number at the moment. 54 says it moves opposite to the S&P with dead accuracy. Really? Now that's what I want to see. I want to see that. I love these things that do that. So what is this? This is the euro and the Aussie, right? Why would it do that? Commonwealth against the European Union, maybe? Does that make sense? Minerals and resources, natural resources against the European Union's stick in the mud type of economy. Could that be it? I don't know. Why do you think it does it? I mean, I have no opinion, but let's take a look at that. Let's do it on J4X here. We'll put the S&P 500 up on there. Right there. Right where? Right there. There we go. So there's the S&P 500. And then let's see if we can do this. Let's correlate the two of them together. So this has been rising, and so this has been falling. Okay, that's pretty cool. I think I'm gonna investigate this one. This is like, now that's what, March, right? So it topped out in March, like the stock market bottomed in March, like that, right there. Let's move this over and move it down a little bit, like that. So, and that is, there's March here. What do you think? What would be the logic? Why would a Commonwealth, maybe what, the 10th largest economy in the world, something like that? Why would that have a correlation to the S&P 500? Maybe it's a currency translation. Is that part of that thing I always talk about, where they, anything denominated in dollars has a natural tendency to be used as a currency? It's the nature of the beast. Okay. That's not going to satisfy me, though, right? That's not going to do that. We're a fact check type of place. So I like the answer, but I'm going to investigate and delve into this deeper and try to figure out why this pairs trade. It's just like the NASCAD. The NASCAD, follows oil, right? I mean, that's a weird thing, but why would the New Zealand currency paired against the Canadian currency be a total relationship with oil? Okay. Well, Canada is a oil producing nation, right? Decent sized one too. What, 3 million barrels a day, 2.5 million, something like that, and with enormous reserves, right? And New Zealand, I don't think they have anything besides kiwis, sheep, and a few other things like that. Oh, Lord of the Rings, they got hobbits and all that other stuff, right? So, so you got that, and that correlates to oil. So the S&P 500 and the Euro Aussie. Okay, so I guess, are they selling? Let's see, when they're buying dollar, I know, when they're buying stocks, are they buying dollars or are they short dollars? I guess that's what the real question is. You know, sometimes it looks like they're actually doing like a currency play and an equity play simultaneously. So because you see the dollar do things like go down and then they're buying the stocks at the same time. So is it a way of selling dollars? You know, in other words, by buying stocks that makes them short dollars? I know this becomes convoluted derivative concepts, you know, but that's how our minds think, us derivative traders. So we're going to have to investigate that. We're not going to wear everybody out with this stuff. We're going to go, you know, look at something else. Have I answered your question? At least I've given you the view of what our math shows. You can see the Chicago Quant up top, Doc's math, and you can see the J4X with the indicators we watch on J4X that Doc puts together. So if we answered your question, we'll jump off to another subject, and if not, we'll keep on trying to derive it even better. Is it a buy here? Which one? The Aussie, the Euro Aussie? I would say on a daily basis it's setting up for that. But you can see here, you can see we've got a lot of red dots. We need some green dots to get going. We've got the histogram trying to lift through, but we don't have the white line lifting through yet. You need that there. You need the weekly to get up. We're not getting that either. So I have to say no. So I guess you're saying then if this is not in a buy, then the U.S. stocks or the S&P 500 is in a buy, right? Is that what you're thinking? And I would go with that. Yeah, that would be the way I would interpret it. So it's not. It's not. We'd have to do some work. We'd have to get up into the 164s. Exactly. See, great minds think alike. I like that. And so, okay, that's the rationale. I like that. We'll keep an eye on this. I think we need to move something off the spreadsheet for this one. What can we do? Let's minimize this. Let's go to the fact check sheet. Let's do this. Let's move J4X up. Whoa, that's pretty cool. Wow, that's like psychedelic, man. That's cool. Okay. There we go. All right, now, who could we remove off this line? Does anybody really care about Aussie New Zealand anymore? Euro GBP, we can do that. Nicole, we can do Nicole, no problem. You know what? Does anybody really care about the Aussie New Zealand? Should we put the Euro Aussie in there instead? Let's go to a vote here. We got 9 viewers. Everybody, just say, give us a thing there. Yay or nay, just Y or N, and we'll do that. By the end of the show, we will just, if you just think about it, 54, chime in. But I like the idea of getting rid of Aussie New Zealand and jumping over to this the Euro Aussie. I think that's definitely well worth it. Not a bit. You like Aussie New Zealand? Oh my God. Okay, let's do Nicole's Euro GBP. Let's take a look at that. God, I don't remember why we're following. One of the webinars, 5 years ago we started following Aussie New Zealand, and and I don't know if anybody's following it now, but I really do. I really want to put Euro Aussie in there and see the correlation. It's the same market? What do you mean it's the same market? As the Euro Aussie? How can Aussie New Zealand be the same market? Now I'm confused. I'm confused now. I don't know. You've got me all confused. Mommy. Oh, wait a minute. Euro GBP. We do Euro GBP. It's on the spreadsheet. There it is. Right there. We're 4 weeks in a buy. We're 1 day in a sell on the fact check sheet. Same region. Yeah, I know there's same region. But didn't you just tell me that the Euro Aussie follows the S&P 500 to the T? Don't we want to watch that? Okay, so let's look at Aussie New Zealand. After we finish off Nicole's, we're going to go look at this. We're going to dissect this. You got me now. They trade in the same session. Yeah, well, that makes sense. Yes, they're in the same region. But does it follow the S&P 500? That's the bigger question. Okay, so here's Euro GBP. And you can see we've been in a weekly buy for 4 weeks there. So you can see it's been moving up. Last 2 weeks it's been really choppy sideways. Let's go take a look at it here. There it is right there. There's that in a buy. It's been in a daily sell for a couple of days here. It's 2 days now. But look at it. It's trying to pop back up again. What would you like to know about that, Nicole? So right now it looks like it's still moving up. The daily sell looks very weak. Due to the fact we're in a weekly buy, you can't be short. So the answer to that is, if you're leaning in the long side, chances are you're going to make money solely because of that. No. I mean, I do not care about Aussie New Zealand. Oh, well, all you have to do is say yes or no. That's all I was asking for. Yes or no. All right, let's do this. Let's officially remove that thing. So now it's going to be line 23 is going to be let's go backspace. It's going to be Euro. Did that wrong. Let's see. Let's go back again. It's going to be Euro and Aussie. There we are, like that. We can get rid of this line. It's 8 weeks identical there, so that's cool. And I think it's actually, I think you're right. It's like 4 days in a sell. It's almost identical. So we're just going to wipe all that out. Oh, let's put the weekly in there too. Where was it at? Euro Aussie? Yeah, that's right there. So it's 164.06. 64.06. Okay. All right, there we go. Now we can wipe that off the line there. Like that. Delete. There we go. All right, and we're going to save that. So we've changed somebody on the fact check spreadsheet. I'm long. Yeah. I would say that because I don't know if you follow us and our system over the last almost decade, but what we do is, if it's in a weekly buy but in a daily sell, we're neutral, okay? And then we wait for it to go back into a daily buy to get long again. And so we like the daily and the weekly to be lined up together. Like right here, you could be long with no problem, all the way up into, basically up into this area here. Did that break into a sell there? It might have, but the next day it jumped back into again. So you wouldn't get short. You just wouldn't add any more to your longs. You might hedge a little bit by buying some puts, or you might profit take a little bit on some of the position. And that's how we work here. And now in this case here, you can see we've gone 4 full weeks. We're on our 5th week in a buy. And you can see here, but it has 2 days in a sell. 1 day it was all right. Now it's taken back what it's gained. So you can't be short there. It's just telling you not to get long. And then when it gets a green dot and the white line gets above and the histogram becomes above this 0 line here, then you can be long again with the weekly again. Join in with that. I hope that answered your question. If it didn't, just tell us and we'll try to answer more of it. Let's see. So let me see. Let me just double check everything else. Same region. No. I mean, I do not care about. No. Okay. So we have a new product on the spreadsheet now, and we've removed the other one. I like that. All right. Let's see. Where do we go from here? I think we've answered the questions there. So let's drift over to. Let's take a look at Canadian. We left Turkish Lira. We'll go to. Oh, good. Glad to help out. All right, now let's take a look at Canada. Okay, so there's Canada. And where are we at that? That's line 20. 3 weeks in a sell, 10 days in a sell. 10 days in a sell? Yeah, 10 days in a sell. And you can see today it's flirting with the daily buy number. It's trying to move up on the weekly. Let's see, what's our weekly number there as we look over? All right, what's that? 136.27. Let's put that in. 136.27. These numbers are good all week long. 136.27. If it closes above it or is trading above it, then you know the buying is coming in. If it drops below it, then the selling is below it. You know, and so you can see here it's at 134.44. So obviously the buyers are not exactly overwhelming the sellers. Yep, there it is. Robin put it up there too. If you want to see more guidelines and rules, go to ChicagoQuantTrading.com, and that'll give you more rules of our algorithm there. All right, and just come here every day, and you will have a chance to ask questions. All right, so that's that. Let's see, what's the next thing we take a look at? Oh yes, Canadian. Let me go over to Canadian now. Dollar CAD right there. You can see 134.46. It's firm today. It's been moving down. Well, we've been in the sell for daily sell for 10 days and a weekly sell for 3 weeks, so it doesn't surprise us too much there. You can see on J4X down at the bottom there, the dashed line is trying to turn up right there, the slow stoke. And you can see the fast stoke is moved up. You can see the rate of change has turned up. So there is definitely some pressure here to rise again. You can see when it did it here, it moved up a little bit and did all right. Same thing here, but look how it's much lower. It's made lower lows. We'll see. George used to like to talk about that. And the guy that brought stochastics into the financial markets in the modern times. And so, not that it hadn't been used before, but you know, physicists were using it back then. During the Manhattan Project, they were using stochastics in their computer against the New York Stock Exchange when Oppenheimer wasn't using the computer in the morning, since they were out in Los Alamos and it's a 3-hour difference. So they were out in Stony Brook, and so they were using the computer to trade the U.S. stock market. But that was never really, not many people realized that. So not until George Lane came along and brought it to the public. I think George was an engineer, so I never had a physics conversation with him. I should have. We talked about a lot of things. I never talked about that. Let me think. That's about that. That's Canadian. Okay, so we can go on to, who's next? Let's take a look at Swiss franc. And there's the Swiss, which is a really solid currency there. And you can see here 2 weeks in a sell, 3 days in a sell. Let's see what it looks like on J4X. You can see there's a little pressure on it again today. What a portfolio they have. And it's way, look at this, it's way buried down. These lines are, everything is buried down. Just doesn't get any legs to get going on the upside there. And let's see, what else can we look at here? Did I put the Canadian in? I did, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Okay, good. And overall, this has really been locked in a nice channel. I mean, they don't seem to be able to break out of this at all. It seems to be heading towards the lows, of course, but it's a very comfortable channel. You can see that. And then, let's see, what do we got going on here? Next, where do we got? We've got, let's see, I guess that's about it there. It's moving down, you know, which is strength, obviously. And let me think. I don't think we have anything more to say about it. Anybody have a question about this? If not, we'll just keep on rolling along. Oh, well, let me put the number in there too. Right there. This is Numbers Tuesday. What is that? This is a buy, no less. Okay. Nope. 96. What is that? 40. 96. 46. Okay, cool. 96. 46. There we go. That's the weekly buy number there. Have we been up there? Yesterday, maybe? What's the high yesterday? Yesterday's high was 96.39. So we got very close to the weekly buy-in and just rolled right over. Let's see what it looks like in J4X. Yeah, that's way down there. How about that? Huh. This is very delicate. You can see it can just explode on any direction, up or down, very quickly. And then what did it do? It tried to go into a buy, but it didn't go into a buy there, so it's been in the sell. I guess what is we held off because it did the dot, the green and red dot. So we were in a sell from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. It gave 8, and then 9. After 9 days, it gave us the double dot. We put it into a neutral on the spreadsheet, the fact check, and then the day afterwards, it pushed itself right back into the sell again, like that. So let's put the line in there, but it's like 11 days in a sell, really. I mean, that's really what it's all about. You could just as easily say 11 days as 3 days, because it's been that way, like that. There we are. Yeah. So I mean, really, the first sell, we should put a second line in there. That first sell, it doesn't really matter. You know, you're here, you see the webinar. We don't need to document it anymore. And so that's where we're at the moment here. All right, let's drift over to, let's see, what do? We usually go like this. We go Canadian, Swiss, and then yen. So we've done the yen already. So what's left? Oh, let's take a look at another strange exotic. That is New Zealand, Canadian, what we talked about. How it correlates with oil, which is always kind of fun, you know. So let's take a look at that real quick, and then we'll call it a day. Let's see, NASCAD right there. As you can see on the spreadsheet, the fact check spreadsheet, it's 3 weeks in a buy, 10 days in a buy. You can see here on J4X, obviously it is going up, right? Wouldn't you consider that going up in value? And you can see it's going up in value. Doing a little correcting in here at the moment. Let's see how it looks on the quant. Right there. There we go. And so, oh, okay, it's flirting with its sell there. It's trying, but it still has a green dot. It's still just hanging in the plus side, as you can see right there. And right, where's the white line and the both? Let's see, white line's there at 70, and the histogram is at 35. So they're still plus. You can see the weekly is very strong in here. Now let's do this. Let's take a look at J4X and go to oil, the other side, the flip side. West Texas Intermediate, Texas T. You can see they're trading at 38. We've been as high as 41, I think it is now. And so we've done everything we were expecting to see it do. It jumped to the 33s, and from the 33s, we're looking for the high 38s, and it did fine there. So now we're just hanging around in the 38s. You can see here it's trying to roll over. Let's scroll up to the fact check sheet, fact check spreadsheet, and you can see there we are 5. What do we do? Just go into a daily buy again? We're 5 weeks in a weekly buy, but only 1 day in a daily buy. We went into a daily sell? How the hell are we doing that? That's wrong. Something's wrong there. I know what it is. Gold went into a daily buy yesterday. I think it's a 1. That's what I think it is. The gold is a 1. And that must be a 5, and I must have when I was doing the numbers. So you can see here 1. Let's see, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So it's 5 days in a daily buy. See that up in here? No, I have the wrong product. Let's try going there again. I do know that gold. Let's do this before we leave. We're going to look at gold and oil. Let's look at gold and oil through our work. Wrong place. Okay. Right there. There is the NASDAQ, or the Tech 100 from Dukascopy. So there's crude oil. Did it go into a sell? Yeah, see, it was in a buy for like 5 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. I don't know how it got messed up on the sheet. That's 8. All right, so now let's go to gold. I know gold went into a daily buy yesterday. I saw that. because it was 4 days in a daily sell. Right there. Now, look at that. It's not reflecting the daily buy at all. I guess they didn't, at the last moment, they must have knocked it back down again. Huh. So that is still 4, 2, 4. So that is right. What was I looking at that messed up the gold or the oil? And that should be, yeah. Oh, I see. And that's what's the problem, is that that's what it is. That should be there. That's what it is. There we go. That makes more sense. There we go. All right. So we're close. Oil is trying to turn, gold is trying to turn up, and it's not getting there. Oh, I know what it was. It was the weekly. That's what caught my eye. Yesterday they closed over. That's what it was. The weekly closed back over. Matter of fact, I have a buy number for that. Let's put that in there. And then we're going to shut down the webinar for the day. It's 117. Oh, yeah. 065. Okay. 065. There we are. And that's the weekly buy number there for gold. And that's what caught my eye. See, it's trading at 1722. Let's take a look at the contango really quick on J4X. And then we're going to shut down. And the contango, see, it's trading at 17.15. So it's about $8, $7 wide. We've seen it as tight as $2. So that's been kind of interesting there. All right. Anyway, this is Doc from North America. We will catch you on the flip side tomorrow. Doc saying over and out.